Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great NFC matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
The Titans have won versus the Patriots. As you see, the 6-foot quarterback, Drew Brees, 27 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
You think of production,
the Titans
and you think of
Patriots. That's going to be a big factor for the Bills in the playoffs. So the Bills will be heading to Kansas City next week to take on that team.
You name it, he knows how to rally a team.
The Titans will be facing the Baltimore Ravens.
Throwing on first down is Brees. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's 2nd down. Let's get a quick look at the Saints offense.
So many weapons on this offense, and we've seen them all season long score from any point on the field. All know playoff football comes down to playing moving. So you've got to avoid penalties, avoid turnovers, and not let your emotions get the best of you.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And Gibbs got it. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. To throw, it's Brees. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Everson Griffin was a valuable reserve for most of his career, but has really blossomed since entering the starting lineup.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
You better be afraid of me.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara.
And he's dropped 3rd and 7 for the
gain of 3. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Now Brees on 3rd down. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So first possession, 4th and short. Field goal's no gimme from here when you think about going for it.
I'm not just thinking about it. I'm signaling go for it. Let's get this, all right? Yeah, look, you're right. You know, the field goal's there, but it's not a chip shot. My big thing is opening drive. You're trying to establish momentum. Let's not stall it ourselves. Let's go get this 1st down and then continue on downfield and try and get a touchdown.
Like your confidence.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They go play action. Cousins.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't implement contract time.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense up.
Cousins with a pick.
Intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now Breeze finding Kamara. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. To throw is Breeze. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Here's Kamara trying to run for him. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
95-56. 95-56.
On first down, Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Breeze now to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and a... From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He had no options downfield there and just chucked it out of bounds.
There was no one open. He was in the pocket. Where was the intentional grounding call?
Oh, you wanted the flag.
Of course I did. I'm a defensive guy. You know that. Where was the flag? The officials point out that someone was in the area. He got away with 1.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And now back out comes the offense. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January, but there's 20 other teams who wouldn't mind being on that road.
You're exactly right about that, but your point about how daunting this is well taken, because it all depends on their mindset now. How do you break it down so that you're not looking at this whole big road and say to yourself, we've got no shot? You break it down to this game right now, win that one, then worry about the rest of them after that.
And that's exactly right, and the staff told us that. They've been focusing with the players on don't look ahead, but that's hard to do sometimes, is it not?
It is hard to do because the ultimate goal is to do what? Is to win a Super Bowl. So you have to look ahead a little bit, but you make sure you focus on the game at hand.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Get up there. Will they get up there?
Cousins gives way.
And
a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
95-56.
Now Breeze. Ginn has it complete. And some space here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 56 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's second down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. They go play action here on first down. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks. It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
6-man.
To throw is Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
I think we have to go deep now.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Final play of the half, Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings.
That's a nice pass.
Adam Thielen, 39 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And, man, Charles, talk about singing something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards, the final tally. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Breeze leaves this one to Kamara. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
2nd and 2.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Stupid, so why not just blitz with bar?
Now a play fake. Breeze.
And you're leaving him wide open. That's so dumb of you guys.
Holding offense.
Let's go.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books.
Stop, Michael Thomas!
They're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 20. And this is going to turn into another first. 87%. It's 1st and 10. Here's Breeze. This is caught by Ginn.
After the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Kamara. Not like him ready.
To throw, it's Breeze. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 10.
so dumb.
His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Here we go. The ball inside the end zone.
Adam Thielen and the rest of the Vikings offense, they get set for their next possession. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
To throw again on second down, Cousins.
Oh my God.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. But now it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. On fourth down, they do.
Oh my God! How do you overthrow that, Cousins? You suck.
So certainly an interesting
now
call
you're
there
the
to go
Saints
for
the ball
it.
at
And the Saints are going to get it back in great shape. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. It didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. On second and 9, Breeze drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Go kick the field goal. I don't care.
Shotgun now for Breeze.
Let's go!
Maybe the turning point they need.
Intercepted.
Anthony Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, now we got to actually go. This is where we have to go because there's 5:25 and we have to go twice.
Following the interception, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across
we gotta go.
the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Johnson.
Cousins now. He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
Oh, my God.
And it'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Let's see here. We gotta mix
this defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Not that play.
On second down, Cousins again.
Oh my God, Cousins!
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn.
I have to where you throw it.
And the return stops at the 39-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Breeze a quick throw out to Thomas. And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Running with Kamara every time, so why does it matter?
On second down, Kamara. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
That's what they were trying to tell us. Because they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had. Thought they could exploit them. Unable to do so on that play.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also
let's pass interference! Let's go!
Yet still play perfect football.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Minneapolis Miracle about to happen.
So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
The feeling.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers.
Throw it! No!
And he's going to be intercepted at 3rd.
Cousins, you suck, bro.
Picked up by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
That's so bad.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They begin on the ground with Kamara. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. The Saints on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Kamara.
Stop.
Kamara
get it! Let's go!
Vikings pick up the football.
Let's go!
To the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Exactly what.
This is one of those bang-bang plays. Charles, did the knee hit first?
Great. Yay. Yay.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes ago in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
No, Cousins cannot do better because he sucks.
Again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive.
Gotta
but
go
this
deep
is going to
every
wind
time.
up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Cousins to throw it. He's going to let it fly. And
of course you don't.
Incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that will be incomplete.
Can anybody catch,
scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
PA shot.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores.
Never mind, that's a pick
try
two.
to make something good happen.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining.
Score the
and as a
touchdown.
result,
No one
their
cares. I'm giving
playoff
you a
run
free
may
lane.
end right here.
Just take it, bro.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get just 2 out of it there, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now Kamara. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. And a disappointing way to close out the season. got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit, but they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have played a little bit better. So if they get in this position again, they'll be ready to win.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation.
How do I get Michael and all those guys? What stuff do I have to do? How do I get Michael and all those guys?